I don't have to bring it back to you, yeah. Peter?
Yeah, it's Peter.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Oh, he's still there, Peter.
I see him walking around Camden Town.
Amazing.
There's you. One morning, I was walking into Arlington House,
Right.
walking into the breakfast room, in the breakfast room,
Right.
and you were out of this world.
All right. I was seriously ill, wasn't I? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's no two ways about it, like, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, literally couldn't make sense. You were falling asleep at the breakfast table,
Right.
saying a few words,
Yeah.
going back to sleep again.
All right.
And eventually we got you round and we got some sense out of you.
Yeah.
And were able to deal with your problem.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever met you.
Oh, my God.
You remember this?
Yeah.
There we are. What I'd like to do is give it to you with a view to actually installing it somewhere in memory of all those people who died in Arlington without
Yeah.
any recognition, any grave, any mark of the fact that they ever lived in Camden. How many residents must have walked past that in Arlington House? Thousands.
We've not got a home to go to.
I'm on camera. Hello, my friend, how are you?
All right, Peter?
Yeah, all right. You don't know me, do they?
I never drank in my life. I didn't let it get to me. People had to go with me and say, you must be the richest man in the house. You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't go with women. What do you do with your money? I said, what's it got to do with you?
Peter Doyle. So he's the longest man in Camden Town.
Yeah, something. Hello, Brian. Come here.
Hello, Peter.
Hello, my old friend. You still got the drink. You still got the drink. Look at that drink.
No. How are you?
Okay, how are you getting?
Are you still in the big house?
I'm still in the big house, yeah. And you're still in 88?
Yeah, I'm still
And
there.
you can't keep away from the drink?
No, I'm still there.
Yeah.
I saw Jon Snow the other day.
Did you? Who?
Yeah. Jon Snow, you know, the IT Channel 4 guy.
Where?
He lives in Kentish Town.
Come here.
He lives in Kentish Town.
Does he?
Jon Snow.
Yeah.
No, Mike.
Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the church. This is St. Patrick. Or St. Teresa's. Out in St. Teresa's and Blackrock, Temple Hill for 3 years with the nuns. Yeah. When I went in, I was only 4 weeks old. Yeah,
I'm the only child. I'm the only child to my mother. And it's a long story, you know. I was brought up by the nuns
till I was 5. Then in 1948, they moved me to St. Augustine's and the Brothers of St. John of God in Newtown Park. And I was there from 1948 to 1956. I had 500 boys lived in the home. Every section had a saint. And then the case there was the Brothers for Evil. I'll not forget that. This is the holy water. Yeah, that's just I feel great, so you know what I mean, just on my own, but I wouldn't like to see a priest around me. Bring back memories.
Prize book from Ampleforth. Physics. William Price, June 1956. Gilling Mathematics. Well, I was born in Singapore, and for a few years I lived in deepest country island in Tipperary before we bought a house and moved up to Dublin. And in 1950, I then started to go to the preparatory school of Ampleforth, Gilling Castle, as it then was, in England. So I went backwards and forwards to England several times a year. Yeah. But then my mother died when I was 11, and my father remarried when I was about 20 or 22 or so. So there wasn't really that connection with my immediate family in Ireland. It's relatively unusual to be in the sort of position that I was in. I mean, I'd actually been reasonably well off at one stage. Not that there weren't other people of similar sort of background. There was one character here who I eventually met who was, he'd been in the Hong Kong police, and then he qualified an accountant, and then he was jailed. And he had a fairly colourful career. And he was an Irish speaker in the British Army before that. And he'd worked in Northern Ireland, so he had a wide variety of different stories to tell, at least some of which are probably likely to be true.
I think my first drink in London was in a good mixer next door. Camden Town. At that time, it was basically an Irish town. I mean, there was Irish music blasting out all over the high street. It was a macho culture. All the pubs were just full of working men in working clothes. So I decided I'd behave like them, which was what? Well, you drunk hard, you worked hard, and I suppose you fought hard. Maybe I didn't really want to go out drinking on a Monday night or a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, whatever. I found I was doing it for company. But then, as time went on, you were picking it up when you weren't going towards.
Oh, I love this old place. Yes, it's home from home, you know.
As the years progressed, I wasn't as keen or as able to get up and go out to work 7 days a week, which I would have been able to do at the beginning. I would have been in the corridors of Arlington House, drinking on a daily basis. There would have been groups of you probably drank together, which would have been called a school. There might have been 5 or 6 of you together in that school. You would all have been on benefits. I got paid on a Monday, you spent your money on the school on a Monday, somebody spent their money on a Tuesday, and it went on like that. Now that had the effect of keeping the thing going. And I just got myself into this constant cycle of get up, try and find a drink, get up, drink it, try and get back to sleep, get up, You know what I mean? Which was a total, exhausting, melancholy experience. I was actually going nowhere. I can't remember how many years actually it was, because a drinking life's a bit of a hazy life. 23, 24 years of, I think it would be fair to call it a living death. What did I enjoy about it?
This is where I first came. This was the way in there. You see, it's still a mess. Yeah, what can I do about it?
I've got Peter's file here with his birth certificate in the front.
That's the one from the hospital. This one is from the church. The woman in the Joyce house in Dublin said, show me your baptism certificate. This one, I had been a state, but I had it in my pocket too long. Sorry about that, like, you know. No, look at it, the state of it. Oh, yeah. There was only one baby born that day, and they returned that out in 24 hours. Patrick Jofis Doyle. My real name is Patrick Jofis Doyle. But when I got baptised on the 22nd of June, they took that name off me and named me Peter. Peter Doyle. I'm no father's name, just my mother's name, Annie Doyle, Keaton, County Wicklow. See? That's my baptised name. Peter Doyle. They took Patrick Jofis off me. And they named me Peter. So they took that name off me. A flashback is a picture. You see pictures. You're seeing things that happened in the past. You can see yourself in it. It's like a picture. It's like a film. This is where I first got off, right here, the 12th of July, 1973. I remember going there first in the pub, but a woman said she's up there. Yeah, this is Homewood Lodge. This is where my mother usually lived, and my family. He came from there, my mum, and most of them worked up here in the castle. Come in. This was the way in. But there's no one here no more. You can't get in, it's locked. My mother stayed here, my grandfather, my grandmother, their children's children. They all stayed here. This was my room. And I stayed here, up here. That was my room. I remember my first time in this lodge. My mother, she let me in. She asked me, who told you I was here? Oh, I just found it on the birth certificate. And then I just saw your name. And the name of the village, and that was it. I meant to stay a week, but I had to go.